Hi all, I know it's been a while since I've made a video. It's been forever since I've been live. I apologize if I'm quiet. My microphone, my other microphone died. I'm using the microphone on the camera. So my camera is the C920. So it's not new, that's for sure. It's old. But I just came on to do this short video, or hopefully a short video, on the things I've been working on lately and finished. This is one of my junk journal Julys for 2023. I think this one is with Meg, I believe. I could be wrong because I did two of them, and one is by Scrimpingmommy. Yeah, Scrimpingmommy. I'll show that one too. But this is the first one, my cover. This is wallpaper underneath here. You can see the back of the wallpaper. And okay, from the beginning, when the first prompt was good vibes. And this is one of my paper clips, an earring. It says bloom and friendship. The friendship's in cursive, so it's hard to read. The pop of color, and this is this negative space. And I'm not that great with negative space. So let today be the start of something new. So it says, you don't always need a plan. Sometimes you just need to breathe, trust, let go, and see what happens. That was by Mandy Hale. This one's tickets and tags. I'm going to choose my tag. A little tag. I apologize for the shadows. Little tags. A pocket. This one says fold out, but this is more like a flip up. Be flawed, quirky, unique, beautiful, magical person that you are. I can't read this one anymore. So if I cannot do great things, I can do small things in a great way. Martin Luther King. Because it's layers on layers. It's double spread. Because it's shiny, but it's not showing up on camera. It's number 7. It's framed. I used some triple thick in here on top of the stickers. My stickers down here. This one is brown paper. So I used my brown paper. This one is balance. What balance? And I used some wonky houses and some decorations there. This one is stripped back. And I tore this to strip back some of the paper. And I wrote, strip back the layers of your life. You'll find some good, some bad, and some ugly. Best to try and hold on to the happy and funny moments. I wrote that. I know, I'm not a writer. Paper samples. Oh, I don't know if you can see. The die-cut flowers. There's a bird here. So I'm grateful for my life and for who I am today. I am grateful that I am able to create my art I enjoy so much. A family that has grown to be a part of my life are great support. This art community I found and become a part of, they are a source of joy and friendship. This was an ink spot that turned into this lady. And there's a lot of shimmer on that page. This one is, it's all in the detail. This was a coloring book page that I cut and added to here. And then I drew these hearts on here. This one is torn. It's hard to see where the torn is, because it's torn on around here, here, and here on the bottom. It says, such a perfect day. It's tucked away. So this has a little tab here. I need to put some powder on here. Marlene, I believe. I can't remember her whole name, but it's from her collection. These are things I've made. Some stamps that I created with some stamps. It says, you belong to the wildflowers. It pulls up and there, it stays there. So tiny, super tiny little book. So it's playtime. Couple of pages. Nothing major. And the watercolor with the this is a freebie from someone. Not sure who. I should have wrote it on the back of the tag. Tucked away. This one is maximalism. I had to look that one up because I didn't know what that was. The meaning of maximalism, and there's a web page that someone created those kind of matched what I had done, so I put it on there. And kind of like a backdrop of a room, you have your picture frames, and more picture frames and more stuff. But for me, it's too much clutter. I can't function too well when there's a lot of clutter. So there's only 3. And my idea of maximalism, I like the colors. And this one is, the prompt was pause. So relax, pause, breathe, and counting down, up or down, either way. And there's some doodles that I did in the circles. This one, number 18, it's favorite supply, and the favorite supply I put at this moment because the favorite supply for me, and probably other artists too, changes all the time. The pink ink that I have, that's from Ria Reese, if I'm pronouncing that right. And it's got a lot of sparkle in it. I'd love to have more, but I only have one. So, the kitty sticking its tongue out. Bits and pieces. This one is interactive, 19. And of course it's sticking. Everything's sticking because it's so humid here today. So my 2 cats. I have an orange and white cat, and I have a black cat. And it's Kiki, and that's Coco. And they're in the window. And there is a pocket here as well for bits and pieces. But that's my intro part. The window, the cats. And this one is a letter to myself. Says you are worthy. And some feathers that I created, die cut that I had, but I stamped it on a piece of paper from the silver feathers that I got at the dollar store. And that was what came out on. And this one is 21, and it's contrast. And you have your contrasting colors. This one is pockets, more contrast. So there's several pockets here. This is an envelope that I coffee dyed and line on. So the other part of it is underneath the page. You can't see it. The flap. And then here's my pockets. And I put the lists of all the prompts. So we just put it in here. And this also opens up to another space here to write. You could write all over this if you wanted to. Then this one which is 22. It's overlapped, so there's a lot of overlapped things. The butterflies overlapped on these two pieces of paper. This is overlapped. Overlapped. Beautiful dreams. Some more feathers. This one is kind of 23, not 22. 24. It's very vintage. So I'm not sure if this qualifies as very vintage, but it looks vintage to me. With your light pale pinks and pale pinks there, and backgrounds of old papers that I photocopied that I have, and I kind of made it kind of like vellum, homemade vellum. So that's my very vintage page of photography. These are not my pictures. I have them in my stash. I think I got them from Keisha's. The stickers and cats. It says things with love. It says, smile is the best dress. I agree with that. Sticker. This page is called Cozy 26. So this felt that I blanket stitched around, folded in a triangle so that it's a pocket. And this would be the blanket trim for the edge if you want it, because I just like the colors in there. It's I want to call it a snippet. It's a bitty snippet. Well, that was Cozy. This one is postcard. These are postcard turns. I guess it could be postcard and interactive. I didn't do very much on this page. I added another one of those feathers that was stamped from that on that paper. And this one, let's see, I didn't put the number on this one. And I don't have the paper. So, okay. This card. I think this was upcycled. It's an envelope. Do this kind of like a slide. And hold up. Skip the page. This one was playlist. You can find this on my playlist. And it's number 30. It's in the garden. So I made a little garden. This is another coloring book. You can just find a secret garden from Joanna Basford or Basford. And there's some gold splatter and some gold on the bees. Let's kind of see it. And the last page in this book is nostalgia. So I found a picture of an old Polaroid. How ironic, a picture of Polaroid. An old casing film. This reminds me of a bottom part of the telephone, but it's not. It's part of the camera cover. And that is my journal, July. And also, I'm gonna get a visitor from my cat. I give it dinner time, but that's one of them. The other one was this one, July 2023, and this was, I like this one because I liked it and I didn't like it. I had to choose my prompts, and then I had to figure out how to put them on a page. But I liked it. It was fun. And again, it was by Scrimpingmommy. Scrimpingmommy. I didn't say that right. And these were all her prompts. There is, I believe, 60 of them. This is my front page. Hello journal, the number one. Fold out. Layers. This was a page. This took a while to do this. There's lots of layers on that page. This stamp, I don't have the stamp. Lisa, my eclectic life, sent me copies of stamps on different pieces of paper, so this is one of them. Number two, which I call collage. And there's a tag, which is another prompt, make a tag. And I made it out of a packaging, recycled packaging. There's collage here. This pocket is all collage. This is my page number 3, which is my homemade washi. Labels, which is the label here and the label here on the jars, and I made them into vases. And that was my number 3. Number 4, it's a daily snippet. It's just a tidbit of your day, basically. You just write down something that happened in your day, like you would in your, I don't do them, so my brain is just not working. So write it in your personal writing journal or whatever. And 10 o'clock with like flowers, flower card. There's a border which I put on top of a piece of lace. A little bitty coffee cup that I drew. I'm not much of a drawer. A belly band overlapped with some more washi. And this is another one I did with all kinds of this gold leaf and layers and stenciling. It's changed the world by being yourself. Amy Polar pattern. Lots of patterns on this page. There was pattern on the scrap of paper to begin with the polka dots. I don't know if the camera is showing you that. It's underneath all the layers. There's the stencil pattern under there. The pattern of this paper. This one is typography, and all I can think of is typewriter. Wrinkles should be merely indicating where smiles have been. I like that quote. And this one is favorite author. At the time I was watching the show that was created from Dan Brown's books with his mystery and his history, the symbols, solving the mystery of what the symbols mean. Believe you can, and you're halfway there, Theodore Roosevelt. There's another one, negative space. This one turned out better than the other one. Minimalist. They kind of work together. This is a die cut. It's a cat I drew on top of part of a jelly print. And it's very tiny. It was an unexpected cat. Number 9 was a combination of stamps and a favorite color. I don't really have one favorite color. Sometimes it's pink, sometimes purple, sometimes it's an orange color. It varies. This sits in there. A piece of a doily that pink berries ink on. And the die cuts. And these are my stamps. Dragonfly Dreams. And this is different kind of paper, because you can see the pattern of the scrapbook paper underneath. It's rice paper that I dyed. I coffee dyed it, and I also used my avocado dye. This one, the prompt I used was frame and symmetry and photo. This is a Tim Holtz photo. This one is splatters and transparent with the fairy stamp underneath. And this is a napkin. There's lots of glitter on that page too. And shine. Again, this is vintage. Soft papers. Handwriting, this is the handwriting in the background. And this one is stenciling, transparency. There's a butterfly, it's a transparency. It's Be Amazing. And it's a delight, but I don't think it's going to show up. So you're deciding to come and visit? Those are Coco's paws, and this is Coco. Snooping. Okay, you can go back down now. Sorry, cat has interrupted us. This is page 14, which was, I chose die cuts. And I had someone sent me letters, I think it was Jamie, a long time ago, sent me a box of stuff. There was butterfly. I don't have this die. I'd like it if you have it. These are not die cuts. I cut these out from paper that I printed on my printer, and then I used different, not watercolor, but probably a little bit of everything to make them the color they are. And paint. There's this paint on top, which is shimmery watercolor. It says vintage. It's very pretty. And I got this came from Temu. This one's pocket junk mail. This pocket is an envelope again, so you have your see-through. I like using these. I'm not getting as many as those in my mail anymore, but I still have some. So junk mail, art journaling. Art journaling to me can be just about anything. So there's actually two pockets. There's one here, one there, and one on the top. And there was a trick on this page. It's 15. I like this one quite a bit. This one took a while. Get all these layers in here. There's the other half of the envelope. It's what's in your boxes. These are my boxes. This could be a box, but it's the other part of the envelope. So there's also a pocket here. So it's a secret pocket. There's 16. Another one of my stamps that I created with my small stamps. This one was about nature. It's kind of like a texture paste. It's my homemade version of it. This is from a coloring book that I cut out and colored. It's Nature need not be a stranger. Explore. We're in the middle of the first. Brain doesn't want to work. So the more color book pages that I have, I actually made that smaller than the original so that I could fit them in here. And this is for gratitude, celebration, inspiring quotes, and reflection. So celebrate life, live, love, laugh. These were from Janet. I can't think of her name now. Janet in the UK. She put a list out of our friends that wrote these things, or she typed them out, but they put them in the chat, I guess, for the, stay by people that feel like light. When I focus on gratitude, hope grows. Janet N. Spending time with animals. Remember to connect with yourself. It's all kinds of stuff like that. I'm not going to read them all. In other words, reflections. Never settle. I deserve the very best in life. Never settle. My tea and coffee page. So it's coffee guide. Elements. So there's elements. So to plant a garden is to believe in tomorrow. That was by Audrey Hepburn. And Kat said sharing. This one was my border page. Those are the feathers that I stamped that you saw in the other book. So there's a border, photo, and there's The pages, you can see the pages are getting simpler and simpler. Musical, so there's music notes in the paper in the background. I don't know if you can see that. The Black Cat. It's an old play. This one's seasonal. So you have Halloween, you have Christmas, you have fall, you have snow, all together. Here's Gold Leaf again. That's a memento. It's an old family picture. My brother, my daughter, my son, me, and that's my father's head. This page is 25. It's contrast in the wild. The flowers in the background. They're very faint, but they are there. Another napkin. Like I said, the pages got simpler. 26. My version of abstract. I made a version of crackle paste of my own. Just Elmer's glue. This was the clear glue underneath the paint. A couple layers of paint. And then I did some splattering and just played. It can be used again with something on top of it. There's some stamping, very fine, like newsprint in the background. And this one, 28, is this was a jelly print that I made. It's an elephant. Well, it looked like an elephant shape, so I traced around the shape. And this one was just flowers and again those flowers that I had to cut out. These are so tricky to cut out. And man, sky. Hopefully you can still hear me. The last 2 pages. This is a stencil that I have that I was playing with, kind of like Tree of Life, sort of Celtic style. And it says love, and there's an ampersand in the background, so and happiness. And this is another jelly print where it looks like a tree and water, and it's like a rock path, so I used a wonky house, and this is washi tape that I put on the paper and then cut it out after. Again, triple thick on top of that to seal it so that the washi tape doesn't come back up. And that's the end of that book. Another one of my paper books. So those are my 2 books for July. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you for watching. I do respond to all comments. And let me know how the sound is. I'd appreciate that. Take care. Have a nice weekend. It is a long weekend here in Canada where I am. And hopefully I'll see you soon in another video. Take care all.